everyone. This is Colleen Lemma, Starseed Astrologer and Spiritual Messenger with SacredSoulEmpowerment.com, here to do your monthly angel card reading for May 2016. For this monthly reading, we're going to be using Doreen Virtue's Fairy Tarot deck. And for your special message card, depending on your stone of choice, we're going to be using the Magical Mermaids and Dolphins deck, also by Doreen Virtue. The reason why I chose these two decks was the fairy kind of element to them, because we're moving into a time of spring. We're moving into a time in this month of May where the sun will be moving out of Taurus and into the sign of Gemini, and that's always a time of bringing in this lightness and this happiness and maybe a little bit of mischievousness, just like the fairy realm. So I wanted to lighten things up a little bit, especially because last month, in the month of April, we had the full moon in Scorpio, and that was a kind of heavy and intense energy, and we've had some astrological energies that have been a little bit heavy and intense as well this year. And even though some of those will continue, I wanted to just kind of bring a little bit of lightheartedness to this month of May. Now we're going to take a look at your stones of choice for your special message card for the month. But first I want to talk about the astrological and universal energies of the month of May. Now these are just going to be the highlights. If you like this video and you like some of the things that I'm going to be discussing, you'll want to look at my weekly angel card readings, and they'll go into the astrological energies of the week a little bit more in depth. And also you'll want to go to angelmessenger.net, which is a website by my dear friend Reverend Cherie, that actually has many different articles on many different things spiritually, but I post my angelic astrology article there every month. And the angelic astrology article for the month of May will go a little bit more in depth than I'm going to in this video. So again, I'm just going to hit some of the highlights astrologically, but first let's talk about the universal energy vibration of May. Now, a lot of you know that we're in a 9 universal year for 2016, okay? 2 plus 0 plus 1 plus 6 is that 9 universal energy. So that is the energy that everyone on the planet is experiencing in some way in the backdrop of their own personal year vibration that you're going through. The 9 universal year vibration, it's an end of a way of being, an end of a way of operating on this planet. And there's a lot of purging and releasing and healing that's going on in this year. If we take that 9 energy and we look at just the month of May, May is the 5th month of the year. So we add the 9 plus the 5, and we get a 14. And as those of you that study numerology know, we like to, so we would add the 1 and the 4 and get a 5. But I'm going to also look at that 14 vibration, because in the study of numerology, there's 4 karmic numbers. And one of those 4 karmic numbers is the number 14. So we want to look at this energy vibration from both the single digit perspective of the 5 and the double digit perspective of the 14. So just in brief, and again, you can get more details in my article, but the number 5 is about change and freedom. Okay, that's really the basis of what the number 5 is. It's about change and freedom. So we know that this month of May, there's going to be some changes that come as a result of some of the previous month's energies that we've gone through. There's kind of like a turning point or a redirection point that comes in this month of May. Freedom, again, is also highlighted. So this can be freedom within the job arena, freedom within a relationship. This can be just freedom within your own soul. It's time to kind of allow yourself to be free, to be who you really are. Now, from a double-digit perspective, that number 14 being a karmic number, this does take into account still freedom and change, but now it becomes karmic issues or previous lifetime issues that deal with that freedom energy, to where we might have a pattern in our lives to where we hold ourselves back, that we don't allow ourselves to really grow and expand and become the ultimate of who we can really be. So it's that karmic pattern to where you hold yourself back that's going to be highlighted in this month of Way, to where you need to break free from the illusions, break free from the fear, to really allow change into your life and make change in your life so that you can move forward in a happier and more dynamic way. Now, the major arcana card, the 14th card of the tarot, is the Temperance card. So we also want to take into account the energy of the Temperance card when we think of this 14 vibration for the month of May. And the Temperance card is often about a sense of having to have patience and needing to stay balanced while something new is being integrated. There's changes that is needing for an allowing of something new, a new energy to be integrated within ourselves or within our lives. You'll often find that the Temperance card is about alchemy. And alchemy is about taking two different elements and kind of merging and integrating those two different elements so that it becomes a new element altogether. And that's kind of what we're talking about. We're talking about taking different aspects within who you are and integrating them in such a way that there's a new sense of yourself that comes about. And again, this new sense of freedom to really be who you really are. So now let's look at the stones of choice. And this is why I wanted to wait a little bit before showing you the stones of choice, because each one of these stones is two different stones or two different elements that come together to make a new stone. And this first one is called ametrine. And ametrine is a combination of amethyst, which relates to the crown chakra of higher learning, higher understanding, opening yourself up to divine messages of guidance. And the other stone that it makes up the ametrine is citrine. And the citrine is that golden yellow stone that deals with the solar plexus chakra, which is your sense of power or empowering yourself, as well as finding joy and happiness in your life. So again, this is the ametrine. Your second stone of choice is a quartz crystal with pink tourmaline in it. So the quartz crystal, and that's the white aspect of the stone, the white part of the stone is the quartz. And again, this relates to the crown chakra and opening yourself up to higher guidance. And quartz is a magnifier of energy, so it magnifies whatever your intentions or visualizations are all about. Now the pink tourmaline is going to relate to the heart chakra. And we often associate the color green with also associate pink with the heart chakra, especially when it deals with self-love and self-nurturing. So again, these two stones is quartz with the pink tourmaline. Your last stone of choice, it's actually called ruby zoisite, and that's because it's made up of the green zoisite stone, and then the little reddish pink splotches that you see in the stone is the ruby. It's actually raw ruby within the zoisite. So it becomes now a stone called ruby zoisite. So ruby is a stone that can deal with the base chakra, which is your sense of security and stability and feeling grounded. But it can also be associated in some ways with the heart chakra because it does have a pink undertone to it. So this is again about love and relationships, both self-love and love of other people, passion, romance. And then the zoisite is a green stone, and it's going to relate also to the heart chakra in a way of healing emotions and feelings of the past or old emotional wounds. And it can also help with physical healing and physical health, as well as helping to heal relationships. So again, your three stones of choice are the ametrine, the quartz with pink tourmaline, and the ruby zoisite. Now that you have seen those stones and you have time to kind of think about and contemplate which one of those stones you want to choose, we're going to talk very briefly about the astrology for the month of May. And again, these are just the highlights. On May 6th, we have a new moon in the sign of Taurus. It's actually at 16 degrees of Taurus. And that degree is kind of an important degree in this case, because there's a couple of other things happening in this month of May that are right around the 16 degree of Taurus mark, very close to it. So the new moon, always about new beginnings and new energies. It's in the sign of Taurus, which is about our values. It's about money and finances. And it's about putting in effort and determination towards working towards your goals or manifesting your goals. Taurus is an earth sign, so it is about manifestation energy. On May 9th, we have Jupiter, which is in another earth sign, Virgo, and it is going to go back to direct motion. It's been retrograde for a little while in the sign of Virgo. And on May 9th, which is just 3 days after the new moon at 16 degrees Taurus, Jupiter goes Taurus. So within a few weeks, because Jupiter is not the fastest moving planet, although it's not the slowest moving planet either, but eventually within a few weeks, Jupiter is going to cross over that new moon degree of 16 degrees Taurus, which is going to help to really expand something, expand whatever that new intention that you put out on the new moon is going to be all about. It can actually expand our material resources or money matters or finances, or expand some sort of project that we're working on. As we move all the way to May 21st, I'm skipping way ahead here, May 21st brings us the full moon in Sagittarius. Now, just the day before that, on the 20th of May, the sun moves out of Taurus and into Gemini, that lighthearted energy, that spring-like energy, that fairy-like energy that I was talking about earlier. And of course, with the full moon being at 1 degree of Sagittarius, that means the sun is at 1 degree of Gemini, opposite that. And this is also an important degree because the full moon energy, of course, brings things to a head. You know, it really kind of increases the intensity of the vibration of something. And then after the full moon, then we have a waning moon to where it's a time to let go and release old energies. Now, the reason why this 1 degree of Sagittarius is important is because Mars is retrograde right now in Sagittarius, right around middle of April, just after mid-April. It went retrograde at 8 degrees of Sagittarius. By May 22nd, 23rd, and 24th, so again, the 22nd, 23rd, and 24th of this month of May, Mars will be crossing over or retrograding over 1 degree of Sagittarius, moving backwards or appearing to move backwards. And very soon thereafter, we'll be going into Scorpio again for a short time. But Mars is an activator of energy. And with the full moon being at 1 degree of Sagittarius on May 21st, and then the 22nd, 23rd, and 24th, the 3 days after that full moon, Mars is going over that degree, 1 degree. It's certainly going to activate something. Now, Sagittarius is about blessings. It's about living our truth. It's about having a large vision, or a large dream of where we want to go. It's about our belief systems. It's about other cultures and other philosophies. So all of these things in some way can be tied into the activation energy that's happening at that time. And then on May 22nd also, not only is Mars retrograding over 1 degree of Sagittarius, but also on May 22nd, Mercury goes stationary direct. Now, Mercury started to go retrograde towards the end of April in Taurus. And it goes stationary direct at 14 degrees Taurus. Remember our new moon at 16 degrees Taurus? And then we had Jupiter going direct at 13 degrees Taurus. Now we have Mercury going direct at 14 degrees Taurus. So these middle degrees of Taurus, which again are values, our finances, our material resources, money, dealing with our sense of self-worth as well. All of these things are being highlighted with all of these planets that are at that degree going stationary direct, or at that degree with the new moon. So I think that's a very significant thing to pay attention to. On May 24th, we have Venus moving into Gemini, again, kind of bringing in more of a lighthearted energy. Now, Venus rules money and finances as well, but also rules relationships and love. And this is relationships of all kinds. It's the divine feminine principle, so it can be relationships with our women friends as well as significant others in our life. It's just going to, again, bring this lighter kind of energy or more playful energy. Although Gemini kind of is a sign that vacillates back and forth, and if there's a decision to be made about money or finances or love or relationships, you might have a difficult time making that decision. Then on May 26th, Jupiter is squaring Saturn. Now, this has been close together in March, all of March, all of April, all of this month of May, and then into the first half of June. Jupiter squaring Saturn is within range of each other to be significant. Now, it comes to a head on May 26th, and it will come to a head one more time, I believe, and we'll look that up for the next month's reading. But this energy is kind of a push-pull energy because Jupiter wants to expand and Saturn wants to constrict. Jupiter's in the sign of Virgo, which is paying attention to the details, and Saturn is in the sign of Sagittarius, which wants to look at the big picture. So there's all these kind of conflicting energies with that, which is bringing up a lot of confusion and people not being sure what decision to make or what direction to go. So that's kind of what that Jupiter squaring Saturn is all about. And then the last important thing I want to mention, and I know this has been a lot of important things to mention in the month of May, but on May 27th, Mars retrograde goes back into Scorpio, okay? So it started retrograde at 8 degrees Sagittarius, but by May 27th, it goes back into Scorpio for a time and won't go direct until June 29th. And when it goes direct on June 29th, it'll, of course, still be in Scorpio and won't move back into Sagittarius until August 2nd. So we'll talk more about that as it gets closer to it. So that's a little bit about the highlights of the month. Now, that was quite a bit, but we're going to take our fairy tarot deck here, and we're going to ask our angels and guides and the fairies to give us whatever information is in our highest and best interest for the month of May. I saw one sticking out, but it didn't want to come out. My eyes are going to certain cards here, or certain cards are sticking up while I'm shuffling them. Trying to shuffle it for the camera. Now my fingers were saying to pull that bottom card. So I've got my 3 cards here for the month. Let's take a look at the first card. The 2 of Autumn is the first card. Now, Autumn is going to be the earth element in the traditional tarot, and it says, bring fun into everything you do, okay? It says juggling multiple priorities or jobs, an exceptional talent for multitasking. So whenever we see the 2 of earth, in this case the 2 of autumn, the symbology usually is about juggling things. There's a lot of things going on, a lot of things that have to be juggled, different things that you have to prioritize. And this is about the material concerns of life. So this is about money and career and projects. So there might be a lot going on, especially because Mars, for most of the month, is in that sign of Sagittarius. And Sagittarius is mutable, which means a changeable kind of energy. And it's also a fire sign, which is very energetic. So a lot of things happening while Mars is going through that sign of Sagittarius until going back into Scorpio May 27th. So there's going to be a lot of things going on, even though we have Mars retrograde, which can sometimes slow down the energies. I feel like once it starts to pick up speed a little bit, and for that short time that it's in Sagittarius, that's when we're going to get a lot of things happening, more so than when it moves back into Scorpio for a time. So if there's things you want to work on, if you're doing projects or writing a new book or look at different opportunities, it's going to be this time period from the 1st of May until May 27th while Mars is still in Sagittarius to do so. Lots of things going on. Let's take a look at, oh, I forgot which one the second card was. Let me see. Okay, this one. The second card is also another autumn card, so another earth card. And it's the King of Autumn. And it says, compassionate, accomplished, charismatic, and gifted. Be assertive when it comes to what you know is right. Everything is going your way. Yay. a good person or company to work for. Okay, so the King of Earth. When I think of the King of Earth, the King is that most mature court card, because we have the page, we have the knight, we have the queen, and then the king. So the king is the oldest and most mature, most professional. And again, it's in this autumn sign, or this autumn element, which is earth. So it's a very grounded, practical, professional, mature energy, to where you're exerting your leadership ability, your managerial ability. You're getting things done. You're taking a stand. You're making things happen. Again, this is about being assertive. The king is an assertive kind of person. So it's time to make things happen. Again, this is going to be, most of the month of May is going to be really a time to try to get some things done and make some changes. Remember, we're in a 5-month, or that karmic 14 energy, to where we're trying to create something new out of 2 different types of energies. So change and freedom, again, is highlighted. So take charge and make things happen for yourself. This can also indicate, they're saying, that you might meet someone who is significant, a mentor, or there could be an authority in your life, or someone that you meet that becomes an authority in some way, that helps and assists you as a professional to move forward on your path. So pay attention to meetings that you have with other people as well. And then our last card for the month, okay, we have the 8 of Summer. And the 8 of Summer, I'll show it to you first. The 8 of Summer says the desire for a more meaningful life, realizing that it's time to move on, choosing to make major life changes. Now, in the regular tarot deck, this is the water element, the 8 of Water, which is always about empowering ourselves. It usually starts out by us feeling disempowered in some way, and we're looking for something more. We're searching for something that has a deeper meaning for us in our lives. And so in the 8 of Summer, we're needing to empower ourselves and look at maybe a new direction or a new opportunity. If we look at the symbology here, and it's a little hard to see because this is kind of a dusk kind of card, to where it seems like the sun is setting, or maybe the sun is rising. It's all about the perspective, right? But it's kind of dark, so I can't even see where the cups are. But normally in the 8 of Cups, you see some of the cups are tipped over, some of them are spilling what's in them, some of them are standing upright, and it's all about trying to balance yourself emotionally and not allow yourself to be disempowered, either within your own thoughts or feelings or belief systems, but also not to be disempowered by outside circumstances or other people. And again, as you balance your emotions, and the reason why I say balance is because if we take the number 8, if you think of the number 8 and you turn it on its side, it becomes the infinity symbol, which is a balance of the masculine and feminine energies. So balancing your take charge, take action, make things happen, masculine nature, with this energy of self-nurturing and self-love, and being receptive and feeling deserving of the blessings that life has to offer, that the universe or God has to offer you. So that is our message for the month of May. Let's go ahead and see what your special message card is, depending on your stone of choice. The first stone was the ametrine. So the ametrine people, we're going to give our mermaids and dolphins deck a little bit of a shuffle here. And this one is catching my eye, catching my attention. Set your sights higher is your message for ametrine. It says increase your standards and expect more for yourself. Don't settle. And we see this symbology of a mer fairy, which is part mermaid and part fairy. She's coming up out of the water into the light of the sky, and she's reaching for a star. You can see her actually reaching for that star, reaching for a higher vision, knowing that she can accomplish all of her dreams, everything that she longs for or hopes for, she can make happen. So this is about not compromising who you are, not compromising what you desire in life, what you desire to create or manifest, who you desire to be. So really look to that's part of that Jupiter squaring Saturn too. Jupiter wants to expand into your dreams and allow them to be made manifest through Saturn this month and maybe the next month and the next month. But, definitely set your sights higher and shoot for the moon, reach for the stars, because you can do or be or accomplish anything that it is that you put your mind to and anything that you feel passionate about. For those of you that chose the quartz with the pink tourmaline, okay, so we're going to give these another little shuffle, and this one's catching my eye. It comes out easily. Worthiness. We talked a little bit about this already. Worthiness. It says, know that you deserve to receive good in all ways. And I kind of just stated that for the previous card, but this is indicating that you're dealing with some worthiness issues in this month of May, that maybe you don't feel like you deserve your dreams to come true, or maybe you're not feeling really good about yourself, or maybe you're not feeling good about your life or good about your job or career. There's a lot of ways to look at this, but you have to know that you are worthy and deserving of everything that you ever desired. God, spirit, source, whatever you want to call that, higher energy or higher power, wants you to be happy, wants you to be joyous, wants you to feel fulfilled. There's absolutely no part of the energy that's out there that says you have to think small or you don't deserve or you're not worthy of. So if God or universe feels that you're worthy and deserving of all that you desired, you have to feel that way too, because you're a part of that God source energy. So know that you can accomplish anything. Know that you deserve everything that you ever wanted. Visualize it, see it, and know that it's going to happen for you. And it's about healing the self too, nurturing the self and healing that wound within the self so that you can open up to the blessings of the universe. Okay, the last one is the ruby zoisite people. So again, we're going to give these a little bit of a shuffle. I'm trying not to look at the camera because I can see what's on the bottom. All right. So looking for, that one doesn't want to come out. All right, this one's sticking up. Yep, this one. All right, so this is helpful person, okay? It says someone wants to help you. Think of whom that might be and initiate contact, okay? So this makes sense too, because that 5 energy of the month of May is, to me, also a networking energy. 5 is a really busy energy, which is why it's about freedom and change and new people, new places, new things, new directions. So look for other people or groups of people to assist you in some way, assist you with your project, assist you with finding a new career path that's better suited for you, assist you with feeling better about yourself. Again, allow other people to help you too. This is not just looking for them, but you have to allow yourself to receive that assistance and that help. They're saying also that the helpful people might be your guides and angels, or certain guides and angels that you need to call upon depending on what it is in life you're dealing with. So know that your guides and angels and even your loved ones that have crossed over and passed over, they're also there to help you. They're also the helpful people that you may be looking for. So don't limit yourself to just real physical human beings, but allow yourself to look to the ascended masters and to the archangels and again to loved ones that may have passed. They can also be your guides and they can also help you. So talk to them, ask them for their assistance, request their help because they're there to help you. So I hope you've liked this monthly angel card reading. I want to make a quick announcement, a very quick announcement, and that is that I've been contacted by somebody, and we're actually in the very beginning stages of working on a potential, it's not really a project, but a potential event that may happen yet in this month of May. So stay tuned to the weekly angel card readings for more information on that. Also, continue to stay tuned to my website, sacredsoulempowerment.com, and also angelmessenger.net for further developments on what that event might be about. So I want to wish you all many blessings of love and light. I have so much gratitude for all of you and for your support and for your love and for your comments. I feel really blessed to have you all in my life and to have all of your support. I feel really blessed to do what I'm doing. So take care, everybody. And until next time, many, many angel blessings.